Good evening. We are Group Epic, and the theme we chose was team building, and the activity we had was an online game night. I'm Iselda Diaz.
I'm Emily Garcia.
I'm Mark Moran.
I'm Emily Cano.
And Debony Chapa.
And to start off, I will be explaining how our group used both email and social media to effectively communicate and build our team. So, college emails were used professionally to reach out to possible group members, and using these emails helped promote the beginnings of our group's nonverbal communication. And one benefit of using our college emails to first communicate was being able to establish our group as soon as possible, that way having more time to both team build and bond. And with SNS, social network sites, people are able to interact with others who share possible common interests. Carpenter Green left Lamb 2018. And that's what we did using Instagram and Snapchat. And with social media, people are given the opportunity to self-disclose any type of information, whether it be for business or personal reasons, also using Instagram and Snapchat. Next slide, please. So with today's social media, we are able to be aware of when someone has seen our messages and when they're replying to them. And this leads to a lot of faster online communicating. So for our group, we utilized Instagram to get a prior idea of what our members were like and what their interests were in. And as for Snapchat, we used it to address our group work, schedules, and also share funny memes, thus building our group's effective communication. So overall, with using social media, our group was able to connect and establish some of our group dynamic. So although we did not have the luxury to meet in person, with technology, we were still able to group build and bond. So now Emily will give you some more insight as to what this means.
Thank you, Iselda. Today, I'll be talking about groups and technology. By using technology, our group was able to meet easily and collaborate at the same time while at different places. As stated by Adams and Galanes, whether group communication is face-to-face or mediated, it is still symbolic, personal, transactional, involves content and relationship dimensions, and relies on all group members for accuracy and effectiveness. Through computer-mediated communication, also known as CMC, our group met up just as effectively as we would in person. We got the job done, connecting via Zoom. Next slide, please. And to do our small group bonding activity, we utilized technology by playing the online game Scriblio. We were able to create ethical standards as a group and acted politely towards each other. Together, we worked around the lack of social presence by communicating with facial expressions, hand gestures, overall tone, and mood. With that having been said, I'm going to pass the floor on to Mark.
Thank you, Emily. Today I'll be talking about first impressions and activities with your group. First impressions are crucial when it comes to first finding out how a person's personality is. A first impression is like a movie trailer to your personality. If it's good, people want to stay in contact with you. If it's bad, people won't want to be near you. An example where first impressions are used is in an interview for a new job. You don't get second chances when it comes to first impressions, according to a 2012 article by Rowe. In our first meeting, most of us were shy to say the first words. With that, we found out most of us were introverts, not extroverts. We met on Zoom, and fortunately, we all had our cameras on and saw each other's face expressions. Next slide, please. Doing fun activities. Doing activities such as playing games together was a great way to know more about each other and our character traits, and also a great way to bond with each other. When we played Scriblio, we learned who has what type of sense of humor and who's artistic on a laptop. Newsflash, none of us were artistic on a laptop. It was pretty difficult. When doing these fun activities, we all became close friends, and it could possibly lead to us all being friends still after the semester ends and our group has to disband. Now that I've finished talking about first impressions and fun activities, I'll pass the Mandarin mic to Emily Kano.
Thank you, Mark. Adaptation. According to dictionary.com, adapt means to adjust to oneself to different conditions, environment, etc. An example is when the pandemic hit. We were all hoping to return back to class, however, that was not the case, and we had to finish our semester virtually. Therefore, we adapted to remote learning. Adapting to our teams. Meeting new people and simply change can be hard to adjust to. An example is high school versus college. In high school, when we have group work, it's not as hard because we have grown and known people for several years. College, on the other hand, is very different because you have not known people for several years and you have to adapt to that different lifestyle. Even though these things can be hard to adjust to, our team's adaptation was surprisingly fast and great. We are now comfortable with each other and we work better together. How it relates to team building. An interesting quote I found says, in the business sense of the word, adaptability entails being open to new ideas and concepts, being able to work on an independent basis or with a team as the situation demands, and juggling multiple projects without getting flummoxed when conditions abruptly change. And this was by Bailey in 2014. Being able to adapt to members' ideas is a huge part of team building. Groups help you adapt to important information or differences, as long as views and beliefs. Being an open-minded person comes in very handy for group work. Even if you are not very open-minded, the experience you get from group work helps you in the long run and helps you see other people's views from their eye point. Now that I am done talking about adaptation, you will now hear from your last and final speaker, Devaney.
Okay, thank you, Emily. So I will be covering communication, which is another sub-concept of team building. A message is any sound, word, or action that is interpreted as a whole by someone else. This is according to Communications in Group by authors Adams and Gillane, published in 2018. Our team chose Scriblio as our team bonding activity. As we played, we realized that we needed to communicate both verbally and non-verbally in order to give the remaining team members a chance to succeed. The objective of the game was to have one member draw and have the rest guess what it was. However, we soon learned that it was difficult to do so with a lack of communication. As we had our cameras on, it was easy to see facial expressions. This is a communication of nonverbal that helped us achieve the gaming goal. We interacted naturally, therefore creating a bond. Next slide, please. So the next sub-concept is establishing trust within a group. So what is trust? Trust is the term used for the development of the product, formed by patients remaining calm and participating in activities with our team. Everyone participated in our team bonding exercise. This encouraged others to do so as well, as we were all pretty shy at first. During the activity, there were times when the drawing was difficult to guess. However, we soon realized that not all of us were artistically talented on a laptop. Yet we somehow managed to remain patient and trusted the artist member enough to give us useful information to succeed. Our group ended up bonding and building ourselves strong because we followed the main requirements for enforcing and establishing trust within a group. So we all need to keep in mind that these key concepts are primarily what we need for team building. Once again, we are Epic Group. Thank you.